BABSON just defeated Clarkson in the semifinals of the Potsdam Regional in 5 very long sets. And at this point, I'm going to turn the proceedings over to the BABSON Sports Information Department.
Eric, you guys traded blows for 2.5 hours. Just get some opening thoughts about the match.
Well, that was one of the most amazing matches I've played a part of. It was just awesome. Our team, I felt like I must have said the same thing in our huddles 8,000 times. They're probably tired of hearing it. But we wanted to stay aggressive and try to take the fight to them as much as possible. And for the most part, we did that.
Kristen, you guys played great defense tonight. You had a season high in kills after the third set. You had some blocks early, some tips. What kind of energy did the defense give you guys to keep you in the match after you lost the first set and third set?
Yeah, our defense was absolutely amazing this game. We got everything up, and even balls that I thought were long gone, we somehow got them back over the net. So that was definitely a huge driver in pushing the hitters to work harder, because obviously the defense was working very, very hard. I'm just so proud of everyone for how we played, and we're just all super excited because we've been working so hard the whole season for this exact moment, and it's paid off.
Shannon, you guys spread the offense around last night, and tonight 4 players had double-digit kills. Just talk about the different looks that you guys get from the sets by Elizabeth and how that's been successful for you this weekend.
Yeah, so moving the sets around really is what throws the other team off their defense, and it allowed us to be really aggressive, and if she was going to set an outside in the middle, was talking really loud, it pulled the block away. So we had a lot of opportunities, offense had a lot of opportunities to score and swing really hard and aggressive.
Eric, just talk a little bit about the resolve of your team. You guys lose the first set, you had a late lead, you lose the third set, I think you had 5 match points. You guys were able to bounce back, come back from some deficits in the second and fourth. What was the key for you guys?
I think the leadership of our upperclassmen, including the 2 people sitting next to me, I mean, it's crazy when you think of a sophomore being one of your most experienced players, but the leadership of these 2 players and our setter and everyone that wasn't a freshman that's been there before, helping the freshmen know to stay tough and keep going. And sometimes freshman resilience is nice. Maybe they're too new to college volleyball to know to be scared. They're just kind of out there with some swagger, and even Rachel from the bench brought a lot of swagger to her, and that helped give us a lift. I know, so that was cool.
Kristen, you guys have talked about controlling the controllables this weekend. I saw you last night actually tell everybody to go on to the next play after it was a tough call late in the BABSON match. How much has that mindset helped you guys be successful the last 2 nights?
Yeah, we've faced a lot of adversity this whole entire journey, even the journey up here, to get to the tournament. But we've kind of just taken that adversity and applied it to just our need and want to work harder, and to not let that affect our play, our mental state, or really anything. And the coaches have talked to us about it, we've talked about it as a group, that mental toughness is the most important aspect of volleyball. And I think this weekend we showed that we were mentally tough, and that has allowed us to succeed.
Shannon, as the lone member of the program with NCAA tournament experience coming into this weekend, you guys are now on to the Sweet 16. The program had never been past the second round. What does that mean to you, and what does that mean for the program?
I'm extremely proud of this team. We're such a young team, and I think it's crazy how hard everyone has worked and mentally tough this weekend. If we lost a point, we'd bounce right back and just get the next one. But definitely moving on to the Sweet 16, we know that we have to keep that same exact mental toughness. So I'm looking forward to see what the girls bring to the court.
All right, Eric, to wrap things up, you guys have a quick turnaround. You get Ithaca tomorrow in the regional final. Obviously a little bit of uncharted territory for you guys. What's the game plan looking forward to tomorrow after the success of the last 2 nights?
Well, I think the players to my left have already said exactly what you need to hear. I love hearing them talk, and the 2 girls last night, they talk about controlling the controllables, dealing with adversity, mental toughness, and working hard. And when you ask them how do they handle setbacks, their answer wasn't, something strange or we're going to do something heroic and weird. It was, we're going to work harder, we're going to be mentally tough. And I think part of that is just what they learn at BABSON. I mean, they learn that in the classroom. You fail and you learn how to move on to the next play and be mentally tough. And we've preached it since day one, and they've obviously gotten the message. They're talking about it without me saying anything. So they know the deal. They know what they have to do, bounce back, and it's going to be tough, but work hard, be mentally tough, stay aggressive, and I think we can do it.
Great.
Cool. Thank you, Jared. Once again, this was head coach Eric Neely, as well as Kristen Carazzato and Shannon Rosine from BABSON College. They just defeated Clarkson in 5 sets to move on to the regional finals in Potsdam. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
We are here with head coach Carol Marsh, as well as players Rachel Aird and Rachel Rush. Golden Knights just fell in 5 sets to BABSON College in the regional semifinals of the Potsdam Regional. Coach, obviously this is not how you wanted things to end. But what did you see throughout the match that you were proud of for Clarkson being able to overcome certain things as far as having some deficits to come back from, especially in those incredibly long first and third sets?
It was a huge mental push and battle out there for us. We started off a little rough, but mentally they were able to get past that, and we improved our play continuously through the match. I mean, we went, I think, 20 extra points in that 5-set match, which is a huge. That's almost another set. So I was very proud of the girls for staying in the moment and focusing point by point and trying their best.
Good math, by the way, it was 21. Rachel Aird. You obviously had a great match across the board, 26 kills, 10 blocks, and a pair of bases. Obviously, you did not want to go out like this, but you certainly showed that you weren't going to. What was it that you really wanted to come away with for as far as people being able to remember you here for what is proving to be your final match?
I would say just keep constantly trying my hardest. I wouldn't say I specifically was focusing on one skill, oh, Rachel was a good hitter, Rachel was a good blocker, stuff like that. I think it was more of I wanted my teammates to remember me more as a good teammate, someone who constantly tried to pick everyone else up. So I tried to portray that during matches, and usually it came out with good stats, but just keep trying my hardest and not letting myself get in my own head and get down on certain points. If I mess up, just be hey, that's okay, I'll get the next one, don't worry about it. And oh, that was my fault, I could have been there, stuff like that. So I really just tried to push my teammates to work their hardest too, and I think that's what.
Okay. Rachel Rush this time. Across the board, both teams obviously were making for some very long points. There were a couple of times that you were able to finish things off, and obviously were an emotional leader for Clarkson on numerous occasions. In regards to that aspect, is that something that you try to do to try and fire yourself up as well as the rest of the team by getting those big blocks or big kills at key moments in the match?
I'd say I am normally a pretty positive player, so I kind of go with that. And then, I don't know, when stuff gets intense and the game gets intense, it's going back and forth, I just go for it. All out, every swing, every block, just I have a lot of confidence, I guess.
And Coach, one last thing, what would you like to take away from this season, and what do you think that you need to do for the future so that you can make sure that we continue on, get to the NCAA tournaments as a yearly endeavor?
Well, it's always hard to end the season on a loss, but I told the girls in the locker room that they have nothing to hang their head about from this season. I mean, we worked really hard from day one till the last point of today's match, and they should be very proud of themselves. We got the conference championship last weekend, and advanced to the second round, so they should be proud of themselves. Going forward, we're going to take a little time off, and then it's going to be right back in the weight room training for next season. We got to keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep focused and push ahead.
Okay. Well, thank you from Coach LaMarche as well as Rachel Aird and Rachel Rush. Once again, BABSON defeated Clarkson in 5 sets in the Potsdam Regional Semifinals. Congratulations on a great year.
Thank you.